Alrighty, we are back with another game from the Clash of Immortals playoffs here. This is going to be in the left-hand corner of the map, playing as the speediest scroll speed settings in the West. His name is Mosca, and he is going to be playing some Uranos for us. On the right-hand corner of the map, playing as Zeus. His name is Kimo, and man, oh man, is Zeus's Kimo Zeus good? He's pretty good. I'm excited to see how he's going to go up against this Uranos here. Recently, players have started to realize that Atlantean can make Caraballister now. So, yeah, Caraballister are an option for Uranos, which does mean that the Hoplite spammage from the Zeus plate needs to be a little bit more careful. As soon as Peltats come through, those Caraballister are a little bit useless. But before then, you can definitely find some value. So there's a lot of little cheeky tricks you can do to keep yourself, cheeky tricks you can do to utilize the Caraballister for an advantage and not overutilize them. So we'll see what Mosca's going to go for. I'm a little bit surprised to see him actually picking Atlantean. I'm a little bit surprised to see him picking Atlantean here. He's known as a Poseidon player. I know he plays some of the Chinese as well. I know he plays like a whole bunch of other gods as well. But he's definitely his best god is going to be Poseidon. So we might see that later in this series. Nonetheless, let's take a quick look at the relics. We've got Guitar of Apollo here, going to be boosting that villager movement speed. Over onto this side, we've got Eye of Horus here with a population cap +4. Up here, we've got Bridle of Pegasus, giving a Pegasus for free, and we got the Skulls of the Cercipes to give just a little bit of monkey action in this game. There's a temple to come down for Kimo, and he is just going to be playing some stock standard Zeus here. I imagine he goes for a fast second town center. This is generally what he does in on the ladder, but time and time again, when I watch Kimo in tournament versus when I watch him on ladder, he's kind of a different player. This is something that I think people don't fully grasp, because Kimo streams, he plays ladder quite a bit. People don't fully grasp like what Kimo does and why and what he's trying to do on the ladder, really, when he's training, in my opinion, at the very least. But he might go for a fast second town center here. But genuinely, he's not really looking to win every single game. He's just looking to try and get better. And oftentimes, as I think we are going to be seeing the town center, but oftentimes he's just trying to see exactly how far he can push the defensive aspects and when he needs to start playing more one town center ideas. But nonetheless, he's moving out with his Jason. He's going to come up here and grab the Skulls of Cercipes. This is going to be a nice little help for him to grab a fast second town center. Mosca, on the other hand, what is he going to be going for? A couple of villages on wood, only 2 on gold. This is indicating some one town center action actually here for Mosca. Now, if your opponent is going to be going for a fast second town center, it's probably in your best interest to open up with double counter barracks and starting to pump out a whole bunch of those Terma to get some nice raids in. 5-speed Terma, not bad. It's kind of your fastest unit. You can also have 5-speed Murmillos as Uranos, but they are a little bit more tricky to get anything done because they need to be in melee range to actually attack stuff. But nonetheless, we see a military barracks down. We see 2 military barracks down. So Mosca is going for this big, fat Murmillo attack. And we'll see how he's going to go as the Relic Monkeys now moving out across the map. And we will be seeing a town center here for Kimo after all said and done. This is not like a terrible town center, but I wouldn't call it a great town center either. He gets 2 Rhinoceros. He gets lots of wood here as well, which is really nice. But the thing that's difficult for Kimo here is gold mines. Yes, the gold mine is right in front of his base. Beautiful. Gold mine over here. Not good. Over here is kind of a sneaky one he might be able to grab. This is the town center I think he wants to grab. If he could have, this is the one he wants to grab because he gets this position here. Does Kimo see this? Neither player sees that gold mine over there, which is probably why he hasn't gone for it. But nonetheless, the Murmillo coming forward to try and take the Relic Monkeys out and all the other good stuff. There's Mana up onto this side, just doing all the good things there as well. And Kimo going to be retreating back here. And there's a Pegasus now out for Kimo. So he's going to be searching around to see exactly what's coming his way. And he will notice that it's going to be double military barracks here very, very shortly. As he's already spotted it, actually. So he knows what's coming for him. So what's he going to go for? Walls coming up to try and defend his temple. Still no military buildings just yet. And I guess the question is, I mean, what's the answer? He's actually getting himself hand axe here. Very, very economically greedy. Hand axe, pickaxe first. This is very, very reminiscent of the old Nullus Far Second Town Center. Grab your economic upgrades and then start building stuff. Sort of school. He's going to get himself probably watchtowers as well relatively shortly. As a Mamilo going to look in to hit this temple. He does not have that upgrade just yet from the temple here. Right here, Empyrean speed.
Burek.
And now Kimo's just going to start building out some Deuterinos. So right now, Moska's kind of... What Moska's kind of struggling to do at the moment is he's struggling to find damage. Kimo's got villages over here that could get raided. He's got villages over here that could get raided. Villages over here that could get raided. He's got Shockwave. And Moska needs to get some damage done, or at least something started here. He's got a lot of time, mind you, to make something happen here. What is this? What is this Mamilla doing? She's just kind of like, hello there, I'm going to kill your wall. Anyways, Moska now getting a couple more of those Caladrias out. He's going to heal up all of his Deuterinos. I like this play. You can just keep on causing problems. We could see a villager come back over here and rebuild this wall. But Moska put so much effort into taking out. But right now, the plan for Moska has to be to try and force some sort of fights. So the good thing is with Aranos is you've got the potential to do this. Like you can drop a Carnivora down on top of the town center to tank the fire. You've got the Caladrias to tank the fire as well. You've got the healing from the Caladrias to prevent any of your units from falling. So coming up to this top town center and just attacking it makes a lot of sense. He sees that that's a position there that can get attacked. But nonetheless, he's going to push in into the main base. Sees a villager here. Kimo not going to react just yet. Gets a couple of smacks onto it. I feel like Kimo does that on purpose to some reason, to some degree. He goes, you're not going to kill it. I'm just going to leave it there. No reaction. Sometimes he just misses things, but I think that one was on purpose. As the armory is now up, and Kimo is going to be trying, I think, to get to the next age here for some access to a pacifist.
Skopos.
All the Murmillos to come back up to full HP. Military differential still very much in favor of Moscow, but he still has to find a fight here. I like that he's going for some sky passes up to the top side of the map. The Pegasus here for Kimo, just trying to get as much information as possible. What does he see? He does see some blue dudes coming over here. Kimo might look to move out of his base here. It's a little bit risky. Moska has to pull back. Moska's now starting to get himself some Terma out. Needs those to deal with those Toxotes. And it looks like Kimo is just going to go full pedal to the metal here with archers and hoplites and all the other good stuff. There's the Carnivora. You get dropped down. That's immediately going to get bolted. There's a big restoration as the shockwave to come through here. Kimo does manage to get his units back to fighting very, very quickly, but this Bite of the Shark Murmillo action isn't going to be enough. A couple of Terma are now in to start getting this damage down, as it looks like Kimo, with the restoration, with the hoplite Spanish, he's going to be coming out with somewhat of a victory here in this game. Moska here can't really be affording to lose those sorts of fights, as he now has to pull back and get all these units back up. One thing he has done is forced Kimo to use his bolt, his restoration, and it looks like the gold situation is about to be expiring. More military buildings to come down. So there is a potential here for a little bit more pressure to keep himself in this game. He's got to get some snipes onto those Toxotes, run forward with the Terma, snipe some units, run back, and that sort of stuff to try and make something happen and effectively get himself another Carnivora and Shockwave in as well. Hero Mamillos getting converted to try and finish off that Minotaur as well. Nice Mosca. He's still looking for something here, but I think Kimo might just... He's on his second gold mine. He's going to be happy about this. He's got all his units here. He's got a military advantage, though a lot of his units, or some of his units, are low HP. Mosca, on the other hand, I wouldn't mind seeing like a Caraballister or two to come through. And once this Sarissa upgrade comes in, this could be very, very dangerous. 42 seconds on Shockwave, 64 seconds on Carnivora as the hoplites charge through here. The Toxotes getting taken down very, very quickly here as those Murmillo. There seems to be like Kimo just threw his entire army here with that attack. Literally, he just threw his entire army there with that attack there. And now Mosca has cleaned up the entirety of Kimo's army. And now Kimo has got no gold in the bag. He's trying to pump units out. And Mosca's got a terrifying force. This game just completely flipped on its head there. Got no idea what Kimo was thinking with that attack. As now the Terma are coming in. The village is retreating back. Toxotes getting sniped down on the retreat as well. He's going to be easily able to take fights from now and onwards. As a hoplite's going down over here as well. He has snuck a gold mine on this top position here. Villages. Oh, that is one sneaky batch of villagers. How sneaky can you be though? He's up. Oh, he might. Oh, he's going to give it away. He's going to give it away. He's building walls here. He would have been on this gold mine, out of sight, out of mind, but he's putting a wall up. And there is a sky passage there with units that can immediately start getting over onto that spot. But the army charging back in yet again here for Kimo. The army for Mosca is just in a better position here. Toxotes getting sniped down on the back. Great control here for Mosca, picking off all of those hoplites over here as well. As we do have now one Murmillo coming in to get some damage done. We see more units to come through over here, as a whole bunch of units should be making their way in to start putting a stop to this position. Kimo's on this gold mine as well. He's all over the map. But a whole bunch more Murmillos. They're now in. Villages going to be going down. We are seeing a little bit of a turnaround. But potentially you just retreat back and get over there if you're Mosca. Because that's a ton of village. I don't even know if he needs to. I don't think he needs to. All the villagers are going to die. He's got enough Murmillo. Kimo is now well and truly... He's struggling really hard. I don't know what else to say. He's very much in a difficult position now. Villagers jumping over onto wood. Going up to the heroic age makes a lot of sense now for Mosca as well. He can think about getting himself another town center. There's many different ways to find a complete advantage here. Lots of these Murmillo here can jump through this sky passage, jump up here, push over onto this gold mine. Mosca, he knows there's a gold mine over here, but I'm going to assume he's going to just say that there's probably nothing on there for the moment, but he's finally going to be making his way over there. The army for Kimo starting to get up to full population. Let's check out the armory upgrades. Fully upgraded there for Kimo. Mosca also has some decent ones. Missing the copper shields, but nonetheless, sends a couple of Murmillo up to get the raids. There is going to be another shockwave available, so he can go for that. As Mosca sees the units, going to get a couple of villager kills. Now it's villager advantage for Mosca, but Kimo's army might be okay now. He might have managed to find his army numbers back to full. As the Hyperion going to come through for Moscow, it might be the best idea to just pull back and wait. Kimo does leave like 2 villages on this gold mine somehow. But it might just be worthwhile to just sit back, wait for Hyperion, wait for the Satyr to break through this next army. I mean, alternatively, you just take a big fight, but you think you want to be going into Arcus here most likely. Maybe some snipes with the Terma. 5-speed Terma to come in and pick off some units here while you're waiting. Whoop, and the villagers... What's Kimo doing now? He's pulled the villagers off of his gold mine into his army. There's another town center now. Well, the second town center now up for Moscow. To get himself up to population. He has the heavy infantry coming through. Terma to come in. And looking for that damage. Nice little poke. Snipe out a villager or two. I like it. Kimo, on the other hand, he's going to have to be getting to the heroic age himself, right? He needs Peltast. Needs some answer for what's going to be coming for him. A Chaos, a Shockwave to engage here as well. Could be absolutely huge. As he charges forward, Carnivora getting dropped down. A Chaos onto everything. Restoration, though, comes through for Kimo. As the Shockwave going to be sending those units flying. Heavy infantry is far away here at the moment, but it's looking like the army value is much in the side of Moscow for the time being here, as he is going to be cleaning up all of Kimo's hoplites, all of Kimo's Toxotes, and Kimo is going to be getting gold starved following this up. He's got a lot of Toxotes queued up, but not the military buildings it looks like. Wait, does he? He's got himself 4, but I don't think they're all building Toxotes. No, he doesn't have them in the control group, it looks like, as those infantry charging in, killing off villagers left, right, and center. He's got the heavy infantry in as well, and all of a sudden this game is completely out of reach, it looks like, for Kimo, as Moscow is charging forward to a very, very solid 1-0 lead in this series. This is the Jason on the back of the Satyr, however, that's huge for Kimo. What else can he do? One villager, citizen, gets over, snipes a couple of villagers. There's no gold income now for Kimo. He's got himself... Apparently there's a gold villager here, but there's not. And in that moment, Kimo taps out, and Moscow finds the victory. Well, that is how some of these games can end up going. Kimo got way overconfident with his army in this game. He's on 2 town centers. He's got the economic lead. There's no reason to be forcing a fight when you're on 2 town centers. That's the name of this 2 town center gameplay. But I think Kimo just felt like he just won the fight so hard early because he'd bolt on the Carnivora, restoration on the army. Take a look at the post game here on the statistics and the timeline. Coming here, you see Kimo, he drops down to 27. And Moscow drops down to 15. Like, you have to be expecting that you're winning here, right? That's what I would be expecting. And you can just do whatever you want. But turns out the units just come back through very, very quickly. I think Kimo is spending resources here on farms and stuff rather than military. And Moscow's able to keep fighting. Looking at resources collected, you can see how far in front Kimo is. But when you think about it, look at how many farms are here. I can't select them all. 26 farms. 26 farms here, right? 26 times 75 is 1,950. Moscow, he's also got farms now as well, but he didn't in the earlier stage of the game, right? So if you take those 2,000 resources away, all of a sudden, the 1 town center play, that's basically at the similar level. But he didn't have to build extra villages and all that other stuff. So the game is very, very close. So you can't be forcing those fights yet. So Kimo, big mistakes here. I think he was in a winning position, but threw it away. We'll see if he can compose himself going into game number 2. But Moscow has to be feeling very, very good about himself. We'll see how it's going to go. Alrighty, we're now getting into game number 2. Kimo with his back up against the wall. We've got Mosca playing as Frere. And we have ourselves Kimo playing as Kronos. So, we've definitely been seeing Kronos having a lot of success against Norse in this tournament thus far. Players have started to work out that they can build a unit called the Karabalista. It's been buffed, and then buffed, and then buffed some more. Some have argued that it's been overbuffed now. Now players are actually using it, and they're very unhappy about that. You know, if you build anything other than mass archer, it's not okay. This is the mindset from what I've seen. Like you're not allowed to build Karabalista. Slingers aren't allowed either. You're not allowed to build camel riders. Can't build those. Yeah, Peltas, they're not allowed. Now, I'm really, really happy to see the Karabalista having its time in the spotlight. They've been very, very effective. Now, one thing to keep in the back of your mind, though, when playing against Frere, is that Frere has got access to Huskal. And Huskal are incredibly powerful against those Karabalista. So, unlike Thor, Loki, and Odin, who have got to wait until the heroic age to unlock those, Frere can just throw down his first Asgardian Bastion, get up to 50 favor, buy his tech, and then drop the second Asgardian Bastion down for 40 favor. So he can get 2 Asgardian Bastions relatively early on in this game if he plays it into that sort of thing. You cannot deconstruct an Asgardian Bastion, I do not believe. No. I do not believe you can. I will double check that right now for you. I'm pretty sure you can't. It doesn't say. It doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure you can't. Anyways, neither here nor there. The idea of building Huskal is going to be very, very big here. Now, the next part that's difficult is, okay, how do I kill off Prometheans? Because those are going to be coming too. We do see the temple coming in onto this side here for Kimo, checking out his back town center, making sure that's not going to go anyways. And just a little bit of a delayed advance, it looks like, for Mosca. Does he go for the upgrades? It's always dangerous doing this. He does go for pickaxe. I think because he's gone for the temple early, he does get him. It's still a 4:15 advance time. I don't think you want to go for this against Zeus. I think you got to get a 4-minute advance, and more importantly, getting out that one Hussar before your temple gets deconstructed is really important. So making sure you start that straight away, because the 3:30 advance comes through, you build the Hussar. It takes 20-something seconds to actually build it, and then you're ready to defend against the Prometheans. But there is a chance here that Kimo can get his Prometheans in and deny this Hussar, but it looks like Mosca's going to get away with it. Mosca gets away with it. Kimo hits the second age. He's got 3 on gold. He's got 4 on wood. He's going for a 5-second town center, it looks like. Kimo likes this build where he gets himself early Theft of Fire to get himself his stuff through, as the Hussar is here to turn around. And Kimo is just going to say, all right, I will kill that. No worries. Drow going to come through. And he will be retreating back. I'm pretty sure the 2 Prometheans do beat a Hussar, so you don't have to run away from this. And there's a town center coming through for Kimo. As a mana to come down as well. We're getting time shifted over here as well. So Kimo doing his stock standard. Fast-second town center here with Kronos. I do prefer on this map to grab the forward town center if you can. Because it's very close to gold. You got food in the middle of the map. You got food behind here as well. Very, very tough to do a whole lot of stuff there. That being said, if you do this, you do run into some problems. 1 town center all-ins from Frere are kind of scary. Excuse me. That was a big sneeze. 1 town center all-ins from Frere are kind of scary. you've got access to, we're not going to see it here, but you've got access to Yudallir. I don't know how to say it. Yudlir. Or Daldir. I don't know. Whatever it is. Which gives access to portable rams in the classical age, which allows you to break through a position very, very quickly. So that's one option here if you want to play a little bit of an aggressive Frere, but nonetheless, Town Center to come through for Mosca. And to some degree here, Frere just wants to sit back and play defensive anyways. So I don't think that Moscow's going to be unhappy about the way that this game is going to be going. Now, the next part here for Moscow to work out is, all right, well, what is Kimo doing? He hasn't gotten any of the 4 town centers. Just the Berserk or the Herser is just chasing around these Prometheans. Some relics on the map here. Staff of Dionysus, always nice. But I guess the next move here for Moscow is just go Heroic Age. Because Kimo here hasn't started anything. He's just heroizing his citizens on repeat with these Valors. This is a huge amount of eco boost for him. It kind of looks like he might go for a fast heroic. I don't mind this because you can go straight into Arcus. He's dropping a military barracks and counter barracks now, though, as the wall's coming up all over the place. There are some cheeky oracles off onto the corner here, just getting little random bits of line of sight. Spotting the Herser coming forward. What did he pick up? Hermes winged sandals. Always nice. Is he going to be building some units is the big question. Another Valor basically on cooldown here from Kimo. Not really building anything just yet. Just holding off. He's going to get himself a couple of oracles to start getting himself some more favor. As the walls all up around the map. Unfortunately for Mosca, he hasn't really secured a gold mine here, and this could be very, very dangerous. He's not really built any units. He's getting an armor out now. Looks like he's going for the next age at some point here. Does have a longhouse. We're putting up an Asgardian bastion somewhere on the map to just secure it. Just secure a gold mine. Seems very, very important. And he does decide to do it in the center of the map. And wow, just out of line of sight here. As Mosca, oh, and he spots it. So Mosca's Asgardian Hill Fort will be spotted. And Rhea, we've got a choice here for Kimo. This is really interesting. So Rhea is going to mean that all of a sudden, Mosca is going to have to deal with a really, really big behemoth timing attack here from Kimo. This is something Kimo has been doing quite a lot of and having success with it as well. And seeing as the Asgardian Hill Fort's out in the middle of the map here, this is a very, very big target for him to take down. And we've got Aegir pre-queued now for Mosca. And Mosca's got to be thinking about these sort of things, because not only does Rhea have this big all-in potential, but also stealing the Rock Giant with Trader. That's really, really big. That's huge. And not only that, I believe the Behemoths beat the Rock Giants as well in a 1v1, which is kind of something you wouldn't expect from those Behemoths. They're normally not that useful, but definitely in this situation they will be. As Kimo goes up to 7 military barracks, making out Murmillos. He's going to be making himself through some Arcus as well. Getting himself Mail of Orichalcos is also going to be very, very important. Now we see some more longhouses to come through, the upgrades to come in as well. Huskal coming through. I wouldn't mind seeing Mosca setting up gold mines elsewhere. Like, just be on this side, walls everywhere. Be prepared to just retreat back. You can defend against the behemoths if you've got a town center. But that's not what's going to be happening here. Kimo already pushing forward, kind of blindly here. Doesn't really know that the Aegir is coming through, but it is. There he goes, and the behemoths say, all right, let's not attack just yet. I'm going to retreat back, get some units, think about what's happening next. So the Huskal getting beaten up on the retreat here. And Moscow now actually looking to take this fight. He's only got a handful of dudes here. The trader onto the Rock Giant as well to help with taking out the Asgardian Bastion as the Tempest gets clicked down a little bit too late. No usage of the Cooling Bursty just yet, which could be a huge assistance here. Ursa going down pretty quickly to the few military units that are here, but it looks like maybe Moscow is going to be able to hold on at this point with those Berserks to come through, taking out those forward units. But now the Arcus on their back getting huge damage done. We will see in the end here all of the Behemoths falling. The Huskarl to charge forward. A little bit of shoot and scoot action coming in, but there's a lot of units there as the Rock Giant gets that taunt off before he does meet his end. Lots and lots of favor now in the bank for Moscow, as he's going to continue to spam units here. But these are insanely powerful Arcus at the moment, as he does convert one Arcus hero here, trying to slowly take down the Draugr on the back. As Moscow maybe spending a little bit too much time without extra hill forts. This is really hurting him, because now this heroic age Kronos army is very, very powerful here. Now we see the Ghoul and Bursty to come through, but this has got to be too little too late here, as we see a Longhouse. I want to see that hill fort getting put back up, maybe getting the upgrade in the town center here. Well, he already has it, so there's that next Asgardian hill fort. Still takes a huge amount of time to actually build this thing, but he does have the timer on the Ghoul and Bursty here, as the army decides, all right, time to just kill this off and we'll push forward. And if he can deny the Asgardian Bastion from coming back up, then it's a completely different situation. 18 seconds remaining as the army charges forward. Those Arcus can start sniping units down. As one Ursa goes down, more of those bad boys are going to be falling, as well as the dwarves starting to retreat back. As the Asgardian fort does manage to finish up here, but I don't think the Kimo needs to care. He's just picked off all the units. It's 80 population to 26. He can just sit under this spot and kill everything else off. Kimo pulling back, ready to start taking out everything else. Another dwarf going to be falling here. And now Moscow has got no gold. Well, he's got no gold income on the front. He can pull these dwarves back and jump onto chickens or something. He does have a gold mine over here for the time being, but losing this Asgardian Bastion again means no more Arcus killers, basically, with no Huskarl to get built. And another Behemoth to come in to help cleaning up these buildings. Caraballas are here for Kimo as well. Make things a little bit challenging for Moscow with this infantry-based approach. Kimo now going up to his third town center. Has a mana there to help out as well. Always nice to see players utilizing their unique god bonus.
Skipan.
Has some Berserks to sneak out onto this side. Does get spotted by that Oracle there. These villagers over here as well. Could sneak onto the gold mine on the right-hand corner, but Kimo says, I don't care about your villagers. Let me just kill you. I got my Behemoth, got my 2 Oracles out. I can't believe he lost so many Oracles here randomly. Not sure when that happened. Some walls to come through here. One Arcus causing some problems. A couple of Murmillo to come through as well. Got a palace onto this left-hand corner of the map. Kimo slowly taking control of this position and the game. I mean, he's very well in control of the game, but all of the gold mines to get secured by Palace and denying walls over on this side, and Moscow pushed back over here. Some Berserks to come in. Over here could be a bit of a problem, but the amount of time shifting in to try and get those citizens to safety. He does have Valor if he wants. Oh, he's building the town center in front of all of this. Somehow knew Moscow would pull back. And now Kimo can go up to four town centers This Behemoth slowly taking buildings down on the front. I'd love to see a couple more oracles to come through here for Kimo so he can get some more of these Behemoths through. As Moscow looks like he's making a sort of last-ditch effort to push in and grab this position here. But the army for Kimo, ready to start this fight. One hero Karabala, so this thing is an absolute tank of damage. It's all the throwing axemen. Plus the Arcus as well. Like everything just falls here. You can see the Behemoth ends up going down. 186 pop right now for Kimo to 180 pop for Moscow. But Moscow doesn't have any answer for what Kimo's got here. This army that Kimo's got just completely counters all of these infantry units. And he controls those Murmillos so nicely as well. All he needs is a front line for the Arcus, and he's good to go. This is Murmillo, however, are kind of leaving this position. Moscow charges forward. Kimo not paying attention with those Murmillo here. This could go very, very poorly, actually, for Moscow. Sorry, for Kimo. Kimo gets himself a Karabalas. He's got a ton of units, though. I don't think it's going to be a problem, as the reinforcements are just too much. Murmillo's on the back here to swing around and maybe get a little bit of a surround, but those throwing axemen is scary. He decides to retreat away from them. This Moscow here does get some good value with those throwing axemen on the back. The Hostile attacking the right units, but there's just not that many of them. At the moment, he's got one hill fort to produce his Huskarl, and he needs probably around about 15 or so to deal with all of those Arcus and Contarius and everything else. And Kimo's just going to be sitting at this full population. He's now got himself up to 5 oracles, spreading them out beautifully. He's going to be ready to start getting himself some more palace or some more siege, some more behemoth, whatever he needs. And Moscow has very little left in the tank. He's still on this gold mine, though. I'm pretty sure Kimo sees this. Barely. Some side builds here for Moscow as well, trying to make a little something happen, but sometimes there's very little you can do, as Moscow has to tap out, and Kimo levels the series 1-1 with the Atlas also just clicked up there as well. Moscow here, I mean, I think he made 2 really big mistakes in this game, which made his life very challenging. Mistake number 1 was not grabbing this town center. When your opponent goes for a far second town center, and any sort of matchup, doesn't matter, and they take the back one, your job as the Norse player is to say, great, I can have my pick of all the other positions, because he just can't stop you from building it. So you could take this town center, or you could take this one. And then all of a sudden, you've got a gold, especially this one, you've got a gold mine that is very, very protected. And then you can put the Asgardian Bastion next to it. And this sort of a behemoth attack doesn't work because Ghoul and Bursty just teleports down onto the face of those behemoth and they just kill everything else off. And you're good to just pump out all your units. You're never going to lose that Asgardian Bastion. So, yes. I don't think it's like one thing that Moscow did here was he just grabbed the town center as fast as he possibly could. And even then, he's still quite far behind. I don't think grabbing this town center like 30 seconds later is a bad thing either. Because you're just going to have more units out. So, and it's going to probably complete it like here, but you're going to get it on the front position. But anyways, a well-played game from Kimo, leveling the series 1-1. Means we've got a third game in this best of 5. Sorry, best of 3. Hope you guys are enjoying. We'll see you in the next one. Game number 3. What a time to be alive. We're going to be seeing Moscow in with his main god. Everyone's favorite god, Poseidon here. Moscow is an absolute insane RTS player in my opinion. This guy is so obscenely good at the game for how little he plays. But his Poseidon is very, very special. I'm always a fan of watching this one. Kimo here, he's decided to go in with Hades for the last game here. I'm sure he probably found himself getting banned out of the Egyptians. I know he loves playing Egyptians. Maybe he just feels like they're not very good as well. I'm not sure. I really don't know. We've been seeing players like Mister picking Egyptians. He picked Isis and Ra in his first series. So there's definitely some sort of a disagreement amongst the top players about really what the best gods are for tournament play. I know that the actual like win rates and stuff across the ladder, they say one thing, but you know, tournaments are a completely different story. So it can be very, very different there. But nonetheless, I don't really know what the... Actually, I'll probably get it up. Let me have a quick look. Maybe I can get it up quickly. If I was the thing, here I am. Okay, let's see exactly what happened. So Kimo picked... Okay, wow. Okay, so Mosca banned Gaia and Nuwa, and Kimo banned Gaia and Thor. Mosca picked Isis, right? But he obviously didn't pick it for the series. You can get 4 picks. And Kimo didn't pick a single Egyptian god. Kimo picked Loki. Kimo first picked Loki as a 3rd ban. That's the Kimo there. He's got the brain. He's not no sucker. He doesn't play a single Norse god, but he knows that... Nah, it wasn't a misclick. There's no way. Nah, he didn't mispick. He banned Loki by picking it. He's going to say he's playing mind games. Always a mind game artist, this Kimo. All right? Even if he did misclick, he misclicked on purpose. But first picking Loki, that's kind of smart, no? It gives yourself a 3rd ban. But anyways, yeah, I'm surprised no Ra pick from Kimo. We actually saw Magic picking Ra in his series against Mini Yeti. We saw Mister picking Isis and Ra in his series. I'm not sure what Rappel picked from memory, but yeah, there's a lot of different players favoring certain gods over other gods, for sure. Nonetheless, let's check out some relics over here as the gods are going to be coming through. We've got that Staff of Dionysus at the top. Over here, Dwarven Calipers here. On the bottom, Titan's Treasure, making those age ups a bit cheaper. Live Horror Series, a nice one with the extra population going up by 4 there. Meanwhile, Mosca is ready to start putting pressure on. Kimo's gold mine is very much out in the open here. This has got to, like, Mosca's got to be really happy about this map. He's already thrown down double stables. I'm a bit surprised to see the double stables, but I think he wants to ensure that he can deny a second town center here from Kimo. He doesn't want to let Kimo get a second town center, but neither of these town centers are good. In fact, I would be... If I'm Mosca, I would be like, Kimo, please put up a fast second town center in this one. That's what I'd be saying. Mosca's got a complete path to victory against the fast second town center. So I would actually be considering, instead of double stables here, just the 1 stable and into a whole bunch of centaurs. Maybe even put 3 villages on favor to start pumping those centaurs out. Nonetheless, Ajax is going to be trying to hold on over here as the village is pulling back. What does Kimo actually have? He does have himself his upgrade. He's putting down a military academy, so it's going to be a 1 town center play. I think this is as correct as you can be from the Hades side of things when you're playing in this sort of a position. It's going to be very, very tricky, but Kimo's going to have to figure out how to make it happen. But the centaur are going to be very, very tricky to deal with. As the Hippias all just hanging out over onto this side, looking for things to do. These villagers on these barriers at the front, I just wish that this was getting attacked right now. The chickens at the back here, there's only a handful of them, but Kimo's managed to grab the vast majority of the food here. As we see, wow, Lord of Horses and Spirited Charge coming through. Double military academy actually for Mosca. I think he's being a little bit too strategically tricky It's I think it's very, very simple how to play this for Poseidon. Make a whole bunch of centaur, snipe dudes, put pressure, make the Hades player very, very upset about how slow their Deuterinos are. And the centaur coming around yet again. Gets another little tiny bit of damage onto the villager there. He's also going for Spirited Charge at the moment. So villagers all onto the back food here. And Kimo, he's playing a very, very nice defensive game. Is he going for a town center now? No. No. There's no way this... There's no way. On this map, this is absolutely crazy from Kimo. Absolutely crazy. There's nothing around this town center. There's like a handful of berries that might be able to get snuck there. But this just makes zero sense. However, one thing going for Kimo here is with how little sense this makes, Mosca might not notice it. Therefore, it might make sense.
Hetimos.
As Mosca retreating back ever so slightly. Gonna still try and snipe these Deuterinos down. Town center now up and farms on the town center as well. Oh my god. This is very, very, very greedy. On a forward town, and he spots it as well with the Atalanta. Unfortunately for Mosca, he doesn't deny it. Because that would have been just an outright win. Right on that position. We'll see if Mosca can make it happen here. He doesn't have to hit anything up there. There's nothing up there to attack. But just continue to apply pressure with these centaur. He's charging forward. Centaur going to get that damage in. Picking off those hoplites nice and quick. As the heroes charging around to the back. There's a restoration there. As Mosca going to have to just pull back. That's exactly what he wants to grab. He's got to be so careful with the centaur though. That Achilles here. Pretty quick. Does manage to retreat around, keeping the centaur alive, but this will allow him to now put more pressure into the main base. It's the centaur to come in, and he will be able to at least snipe down the Ajax. Start units coming through, trying to snipe down everything else as the Achilles is just going to be breaking through onto this position. Mosca with the micro. It's so tough as the centaur are so clunky. Loses two of them there, but he's still got a couple more remaining. Sniping units down, but losing units as well. Kimo is doing a fantastic job at defending here thus far. The centaur can continue to poke through at the moment. There's 5 villagers on the temple at the moment here for Mosca. I feel like Mosca has made just a really, really big mistake just making hoplites. These hoplites might seem like they're good because they're going to match up against the Hades hoplites a little bit. But realistically, he could have gone into Toxotes. He could have gone into more Hippias and just more and more Centaur. And it just would have been a nice little move there. But he does manage to spot a couple of villagers over here. Picking off 3 villagers, going for a 4th one here as well. Staying outside of the range of the town center. Nice little attack there. Get the centaur to charge forward. Or he might lose the centaur to a sentinel there. He gets 1 villager kill for it. And this game is so spicy here because while Kimo is pulling in front at the moment, like there's still a big, big timing coming very, very shortly. 1,800 gold remaining. Yes, you've got Vault of Erebus to keep you alive a little bit longer, but still, it's still scary. The medium infantry queued up. More centaur to come through. These centaur do now have 6.2 speed with Spirited Charge. So they should never, realistically, they should never find themselves dying to any heroes any longer. As Mosca charges back forward. There's that dead villager there. Low HP villager goes down. All the other villagers caused idle time here as well. He's going to lose another one. Oh, almost. And he'll literally just keep doing this. There's all of this space to utilize. If you take a look at Kimo's perspective, he sees most things, but you can come around this way. You can sneak in this way. You can even snipe down hoplites if you so choose. Lots of different options here for value. As the Hippias going to move back up and check the gold mine. Nothing there for the time being. Yeah, no Sylvan Law. Sylvan Law is not that important. It just gives a little bit more HP and range on the centaur. Like, it's not giving more DPS from memory. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, it's just range. Range and HP. So it's not like a incredibly important technology, but it's definitely something you want to be grabbing at some point. There's Hippias looking at maybe snipe a villager over here. Getting around onto the backside. Kimo not paying attention. Snipes one. Has to retreat back out, though, as the villager's going to be pulling into the town center. Losing a Hippias for this is kind of never worth it, as he does end up falling on that position, as Kimo's army is now starting to look very, very strong. But still, those centaur numbers are getting very big. And now with Aegis Shield, this might be enough to just hold whatever's coming next. A couple of upgrades to come through for Mosca. He's just sitting out waiting. I want to see him get more pressure in here. More damage onto these villages. He's only behind by 11 villages because of how good his raids have been thus far. So just picking off more of these guys is going to be really great. Especially now he's got 5 villages. He can one-hit a lot of stuff. Getting a huge amount of damage onto this. Look at all those units. They're so low HP here. What can Kimo do? If Kimo can get to the heroic age, get himself out Chiron, that can be very, very helpful. He's got a lot of villagers on farms. He's got the villagers on the goats here as well. I have to remember that even though Kimo's got that villager lead here, he has invested into how many farms? 20 farms. Meanwhile, Mosca, not a single one. Not a single farm here. He's still eating hunt. So he does have that advantage for himself. As Mosca is trying to force Kimo to stay in the classical age, but it looks like that's just not going to be happening here, as Kimo now going through Apollo. He's going to have access to Manticore, 6 villages on the temple. The Manticore are going to be a great answer for these centaur. Is Sylvan Law this? Wait, what is it called? It's definitely still called Sylvan Law. Yeah. Anyways, centaur to come back through. Sniping a couple more villages here. Oh, doesn't manage to actually get it, though. Nice little garrison from Kimo. That's the damage. Yet again, raining the arrow fire down. I mean, Kimo can just go up to full favor here and then heal them all up, which could be a way to play around this position. But now Dionysus to come through is making things very, very scary for Kimo. Kimo's going to have access to Underworld to get onto a gold mine. But, like, timing-wise, I don't know. Maybe he goes for the main base here. I don't know. This is going to be very, very spicy. Clicks the Underworld. Coming down onto this spot. Villagers immediately retreating away. There is ceasefire available. The villagers will move forward and grab this position very quickly. I'd imagine there's going to be a quick fortress to get dropped down. As Mosca moving through. The Skelly Boyo Pal definitely on the money there. You can get Temple of Healing here. It's not a bad idea. There's a centaur to come through. Sniping those villages. But look at this from Kimo. A fortress? A sneaky fortress. Will this get spotted? I don't think it's going to get spotted. It might be just in range. There's the hoplites to come through. Kimo might pop through here and take a fight. You never know. It's 120 population, though. There's going to be Dionysus with a bronze. Kimo's army says, all right, no worries. We move up onto this spot. He's distracted enough. Just buying time. That's the name of the game here for Kimo. He is 15 favor away from... Sorry, 25 favor away from a restoration. The fortress is going to come through. It might be worth it to just drop sentinels down here. But a bronze push here with heavy infantry, bronze weapons. This is incredibly tense. Mosca's now got a second town center. He is behind by nearly 20 villages, but realistically, 20 villages, that's just population that Kimo doesn't have in military here for this next fight. It's not going to matter. But the army is mass hoplites. The question of whether or not these Centaur are going to do it or not. As he clicks bronze, there's the restoration from Kimo. He manages to get there with it as the rain of arrows initially there does nothing. Whole bunch of idle hoplites on the back need to get working here. They're not attacking. He sends the hoplites onto that back line. Couple of Hypaspis to start coming through here. The numbers for Moscow looking like they are slowly starting to fall as the Toxotes are getting huge value done here, but the Centaur now to come forward. Got that special ability, dropping the arrow rain down yet again as Kimo doing his best to try and shoot and scoot back here and stay alive. On the back here, the Chiron getting caught out of position. Kimo, 80 population military to Moscow, 72 population here. The Chiron going to be cleaning everything up. It looks to me like Kimo may have managed to survive here, but he's still got to be careful not to move out. I love the spread formation on those Toxotes for the time being. One Centaur goes down up onto this top side. Moscow retreating into this top town center. He didn't get any villager kills there either during that fight. Now it's time to get some Peltast out and try and deal with all of those Toxotes here. There's not enough Centaur either. And now Kimo's going to get himself some Petropolis to start sniping down the Ford Town Center here. Shades are not counted as military pop. They do cost 0. They cost 1 population, so they do get counted as 1 population, yes. And they cost 100 gold, so they cost 100. If you look at the resource tab, they'll be worth 150 resources. So this is inflated for sure. So the Centaur died on the bottom there as well, and all of a sudden it kind of looks like Moscow is out of steam here in this game, and Kimo somehow in this game manages to get his second gold mine. I don't understand. I'm gonna say this just shouldn't happen, but it happened. As the Chiron gets sniped down. And, I mean, Moscow needs to get up to full population. This is going to be the difficult part. He's going for medium cav Thracian horses as well. As Moscow pulls all the way back into his main base, but Kimo's just going to be very happily taking that damage. And now he's going up through Artemis. There's another stable through here for Moscow. Now seeing the Peltast. Getting some good damage done. Watchtowers to come through. Kimo doesn't need to do anything here. He's just killed the town center. There will be a couple of militia to come over here and maybe snipe down these Petropolis. Petropolis have recently become a little bit cheaper. They're still pretty expensive at 125 wood, 150 gold, nearly 300 resources for them. To be honest, I think all of the Heroic Age siege weapons should have this treatment. Like siege towers are 300 resources. Petropolis a little bit less than 300 resources now. Portable ram is 250 resource off the top of my head. That's actually probably a fair price. The destroyer is fine. I believe the crossbow is 300 resources, but just coming down to like 275 resources, so they just become a little bit more usable early on. Does make a lot of sense. But anyways. Fortress up on this side here for Moscow. And his militia, trying to bring his militia home. Doesn't want to lose those, but Kimo now going to get himself 3 town centers. He's got Artemis. He's got everything he needs. A couple more hippies to come through. Artemis now coming in for Moscow, but I think this is going to be too little, too late. As Kimo says, all right, time to come over onto this side, grab this fortress. Now, it is only a 2 gold mine Ghost Lake as well, so there is this world where one good fight and one bad earthquake more so from Kimo to give a huge amount of militia could be the end of the game for Kimo. Still in this position. Still could be the end of the game. Because if he loses this position here, he's going to be mining this gold mine out pretty quickly. It's got 2,000 left in it. He's going to have to go into trade. And all of a sudden, Moscow is going to have a lot of time here. We see champion infantry coming through, poison arrows as well with that shafts of plague on the way. No earthquake being used in the main base. I don't think he needs to. Just earthquake over here to open up this gold mine. This has got tons of gold in it as well. It's the army ready to start taking the fight. The Peltas here. Restoration yet again here from Kimo as the ceasefire gets dropped down. And Moscow breathes for just a little bit longer. An attempt here from, I like this here actually from Moscow. An attempt to get into Hippias. Very expensive on the gold, but if they can just stay alive, or if you get enough of them out and just break through, this army loses completely to all the Hippias, as we are seeing some raids coming through from Moscow onto this top position. But while this is happening, Kimo drops the earthquake down, opening up these villages. They have to run back. We see a town center attempting to come up here for Moscow. The villages on the top here will be going down. The militia popping out. No big mistakes here from Kimo with a big earthquake into the main base, leaving Moscow with like 120 population of militia. Does mean, well, we'll see what happens, but the Moscow raids very fierce here. There's no gold left in the bank now for Moscow. He does have the ability to make some Chimera at the moment, as an earthquake into the main base here will be cleaning up a whole bunch of houses and the town center. The town center does end up going down as well, so a huge amount of damage here as Kimo trying to break through into this spot. The Chimera going after each other here and it goes down so quickly to those poison arrow Toxotes. And now Moscow with very little military left in the bank, no gold income here, and a champion army with 200 population here for Kimo. Absolutely insane. You can see him throwing houses down over here as well. I said it once, I'll say it a million times. The best way to rebuild houses after they all get taken out is to grab one villager, build a house. Get a next villager, build a house. Get the next villager. Don't grab 5 villagers and then spam the houses down. It's the fastest way to start something happening, but it's the slowest way to get them back up in terms of actual game time. But nonetheless, I harp on about something small. The game is done. Kimo somehow manages to survive this position with this strategy. I don't even know. It was a great way to play around it. The underworld down to the bottom, sending villagers over to put the fortress here while the underworld just distracts. He gets the position up. And I think the big problem here for Moscow was he just went pure hoplite. If he had himself, say, half hoplite, half Hippias, half centaur, I think he's in a much better spot and actually wins this fight outright. But pure hoplite just didn't have the ability to kill off those Toxotes. And then the restoration comes down as well at the start of that fight to completely make those centaur redundant. And while it is only like a 15 second, 12 second, 10 second, I'm not exactly sure, recharge time on the centaur, that's enough for him to hold on with his superior army. But nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed this one, please consider following the Twitch, if you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.